5 minutes.
Well, yesterday the so-called Gang of Six on the Senate side, 6 very important senators, unveiled sort of an outline about how to save $4 trillion over the next 10 years. Immediately was embraced by President Obama. We really don't know much about it, nor does he, but he immediately embraced it. We know one thing about it. It contains something called a chained CPI. Okay, well, who cares about a chained CPI? Well, seniors, they care a lot about a chained CPI. Middle-income taxpayers, they care about it. They don't know it yet. Veterans, and a whole host of other people. What is a chained CPI? Well, the pointy heads like Mr. Furman, who worked for President Obama, say, we're understating and overstating inflation with the way we adjust. So there's something called substitution effect. So when prices of things go up, you buy something cheaper, so that means there isn't inflation. Well, no, wait a minute, the thing you used to buy is still more expensive and you're buying something else. Yeah, but this, in the pointy head economics world, this makes sense. So let's say how this would work for someone on Medicare. Okay, you can't afford your heart bypass, so instead you'll say to the doc, hey, look, I can't afford the copay on the heart bypass. Why don't you do a hernia instead? That's substitution in Mr. Furman's world. This makes sense. Now, what this would do to seniors on Social Security, we already understate inflation. Seniors haven't gotten a COLA for the last 2 years. Tell me the price of prescription drugs and medical care hasn't gone up over the last 2 years. We need, in fact, a different measure for seniors, for Medicare, for our veterans and others who consume more health care and more essentials, which the CPI doesn't measure. It just measures junk that people buy. That's all it measures. And they're saying because people buy cheaper junk, we should change the CPI. That means the senior, by the time they reach 85 on this brave new world of the changed CPI, will get $100 less a month in their Social Security. Not too good. Veterans would see their benefits also be restrained and go down about the same amount. And then there's this other little impact they're not mentioning. If you're earning $20,000 a year, the tax brackets get adjusted every year. Well, they wouldn't get adjusted so much anymore under the changed CPI. So someone who earns $20,000 a year over 10 years would see their taxes go up 14%. But guess what? For the rich people, you're in $500,000 a year, you're already at the top. Their taxes will only go up 0.3%, 0.3%. 14% for someone who earns $20,000 a year, 0.3% for someone who earns $500,000. And Obama has embraced this. What's happened down there at the White House? They're listening to these pointy-head economists, and they're going after programs that are important to the American people. All of this, all combined of this great gang of six, would save $4 trillion over 10 years. That is, seniors will pay more, working people will pay more, veterans will pay more, rich people, not so much, but would save $4 trillion. Guess what? If we let all the Bush tax cuts expire at the end of next year, all of them, and the stupid Social Security tax holiday, that would be $5 trillion over 10 years, and we wouldn't have cut Social Security. We wouldn't have cut veterans' benefits. We wouldn't have asked low-income and middle-income people to pay more in taxes. Now, does that make more sense? I think so. Let's hope they rethink this down at the White House, and I hope the American people are watching closely.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Virginia, Mr.